book a page, like here, let's say when you book, and you want to share publicly, share the link with someone. So this is the booking page. So here, I mean, on Saturday, Sunday, we don't have any slot for booking, right? So you go to Monday. Let's say we choose 10 to 10:15, book, right? So here you need to enter username, password. I mean, like any kind of date. Here I play a little bit of trick here. Let's say today we're gonna talk about more like URL encoding. What is for, right? So in the URL, I mean, sometimes you want something not just English letter. Let's say like some like a Chinese character, for example. Here I just use some Chinese character for demonstration. Oh, actually, what's better is this. Okay, so this is emoji, right? So what happened here, right? So let's click schedule. So basically an invitation. Okay, something happened here. This is the notice here. This is a cancel page, right? So this is like a more like a different non-English word, right? And what happened is here. You see here. There's a space. This is actually URL encoding. Here the code, let's see what happened in the code is here in the calendar, where we can see, let's see. So first get the slot number, yeah, and here, okay. So here we are trying to concatenate a new URL. Basically, this is your HTTP or HTTPS localhost or the domain name. Public booking, that's your booking ID. So basically you made a booking, right? And we'll pay attention here, right? We did the URL encoding. So we want to use the invitee, first invitee's first name and the last name, right? So why we want that is when you make the booking, you might want to try to cancel it, right? If you try to cancel, we want to use your name. We want to know who made the cancellation, right? So in this page, so this is some parameter we want to use. So that's, but also you cannot, so this is the space in the middle between the first name, which is this character, and the last name, which is this character, we have a space, right? So, and that space need to be URL encoded as well. Maybe I can try something else. Let me think. So let's do another time. Okay, let's create here. Let's share. Looks like it's not really URL encoding the different character. Let's make it a little bit more sophisticated for demonstration. So here at gmail.com, doesn't matter. Okay, so here let's use some special character like a question mark, right? XX, maybe like a dot pound sign. Okay, then here we use some Chinese character. Let's save. Okay, and maybe an emoji. Let's test it, right? I mean, we don't know what kind of character user might input in the form, right? So then we click schedule, what happened? So we reload page, you see here, this is the URL encoding for, if you remember this, it was a question mark, right? And this was a dollar sign, and this is for the space, and this didn't change. Also, our net, is it here? Actually here, right? So this is question mark, XX, and then dollar sign. But in the URL, it's get encoded and then back to space, and then the Chinese character and stuff. So also in this page, we want to be able to read this, right? So how do we read this? Let's say JavaScript get query parameters. So that what after the question mark is the query parameter. The key is the name. We want to get the value, right? So how do we get it, right? Let's see. So it's very sophisticated. Let's say Windows. Usually it's Windows dot location.href, right? So I don't know why this is so complicated. Here, that's too complicated. I think the solution is giving. If you use this, let's try this. Okay, what happened is, let's inspect it. Let's do the console, right? Okay, so here, okay, so this is basically what we want, right? It gives us a good thing like this, right? But we want to do URL decode, right? So that's the next thing we want to do. if we know this name, like here, you kind of need to search for it, right? So because we already know this starts with name, right? So we know if you do substring here, with 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you do this, I think this is what we want, right? So this basically is what we want. And also we want to do JavaScript URL decode, right? We did the encode and then we want to do the decode. So let's try this. I think I just showed you the encode part, right? So, okay, here. Okay, now we're getting back this, right? Perfect. That's also what we want to do in the main page, in the booking page, in the cancellation right here. Oh, sorry. It's here. So this is the page for what you see, like a cancel, reschedule, right? And also in the here we want to, let's quickly do this. Let's copy this code here. Right. So this is the name, right? The variable name is from this, right? Let's do alert for testing. Okay. Let's just alert it. So yeah, exactly, right here. So it works. I mean, it works for non-English letter word as well, right? So that's what we want, because some user might enter some name that is not English, right? So next is when you click the button, cancel, reschedule, we need to make an API call. And that API call need to have this name, right? That name need to be used. So when we generate the email to notify all the attendees, like the booking has been canceled or the meeting has been canceled, we can say, okay, who initiated the cancellation, right? So that's where we use the name for, right? It's also when you enter the invitee list, the first name and the last name with a space in the middle. Okay, so that's pretty much it.